Hello and welcome to the Sanctions in Round 5 for the 2024 AFL season. Port Adelaide midfielder Zach Butters has been cleared for his bump on Bailey Banfield. MRO officer Michael Christian has laid out clear guidelines to avoid bans for players who arrive simultaneously at the ball. Christian stated Zach Butters came in to contest the ball. He had both hands down, had his eyes on the ball, and in fact touched the ball with his left hand. In our judgment, he was contesting the ball in a genuine manner. Therefore, he is free to play. What do you think about this judgment call there? Because for me, Zach Butters is contesting the ball, and we're talking, when we slow things down, everything looks a lot worse than it actually is. But for me, Zach Butters is going for the ball, but at the last minute he turns and he actually makes contact with his hip on Bailey Banfield. So it's not like he's going forward towards the ball and tries to pick it up and it's a shoulder because Banfield's in the way. He actually turns side on and hits him in the face. So for me, I don't know, I'm a little bit on the fence. I like the contested ball. You want to see players going in and contesting the ball. But to me, it looks like Zach Butters actually turns his hip at the last minute and makes contact. Is that enough reason to get a suspension? Probably not. What do you think? Charlie Cameron from the Brisbane Lions has been charged with rough conduct, which was his first offence, for this tackle on Jake Lever. This happened in the first quarter and the MRO initially classed this as careless conduct, medium impact and high contact, and for this tackle he was given a 1-week suspension. But this is where things start to get a little bit odd. Cameron and the Brisbane Lions decided to challenge this suspension at the MRO on Tuesday night. They argued that the incident should have been graded as low rather than medium, as Jake Lever had the chance to put his arm out and decided not to. They then said that they disregarded that and actually said, no, we're going to leave it as a medium. Then the tribunal, led by Chairman Jeff Gleeson, found exceptional and compelling circumstances to use its discretion to turn the ban into a fine, citing his clean record, that's Cameron's record, through his 207-game career. Cameron's defence argued that his momentum caused him to lose control of the tackle, but said that he added no extra force, while noting that Jake Lever bounced his head off the ground and exaggerated the contact to get a free from the umpire. Which, when watching the replay, it kind of does look like that does happen. Tribunal counsel Sally Flynn said it had the potential to cause injury that warranted the medium grading, labelling the tackle as inherently dangerous. But overall, the MRO actually decided to overturn the 1-week suspension and turned it into a fine, basically because he's never been suspended before. That has to be the first time and the weirdest explanation I've ever heard from the MRO for not suspending someone. The whole situation seems really weird to me. Do you have any more information as why you think he wasn't suspended? It feels like a dangerous tackle and these have been suspended before, so why this one wasn't, I really don't know. Matt Crouch from the Adelaide Crows has been charged with forceful front-on contact for his bump on Jack Carroll in the fourth quarter. The MRO graded this as careless conduct, medium impact and high contact. For this, he's been given a 1-week suspension, and I think this is perfectly fine by me. For me, it looks like Crouch is going for the player first, not the ball, unlike the Butters situation, and he makes the mistake of hitting the player high. Therefore, 1 week, I think that's correct call for me. Jordan Dawson from the Crows has been charged with rough conduct for his tackle on Ollie Hollins. This happened in the second quarter. The MRO graded it as careless conduct, low impact and high contact. For this, with an early plea, he will pay $2,500. Tom Liberatore was probably centimetres off receiving a fine or a suspension for this bump on Goldstein. It actually looks like he gets him on the shoulder and it's very, very close to a high bump, which I think he would be getting at least a fine. Due to the speed, it's fairly low, so I think a fine if he did hit head high, but because it's on the shoulder, nothing more to see here. McIntosh is probably a little bit lucky to be getting away with nothing here. I was thinking it was probably going to be a fine for this late off-the-ball bump on Waterman in the last 30 seconds of the game. I thought this might have been a fine, but it's nothing. Jai Simpkin received no fine for this tackle, even though he has the ball. After he slams Holmes' head into the ground, he's trying to fend him off. He grabs the back of the neck and the head and pulls him over and slams his head on the ground. It's probably nothing, but it probably should have been classed as a high fend off and a free kick to Geelong. Elliot Yeo is probably lucky to be getting away with nothing for this dumping tackle on Vloston. Brandon Thatcher from Port Adelaide has been charged with rough conduct for his late hit on Jai Miss. This happened in the fourth quarter. It was intentional conduct, low impact and body contact, and for this, with an early plea, he'll be paying $2,500. And that's all the sanctions this week. Thank you very much for watching. The oddities video will be out tomorrow. Thanks again.